My favourite thing to eat at lunchtime is probably the fish and chips on a Friday, but UCC also makes really nice cakes and biscuits as well.
There's a big variety of food that you can get. Some included are hot meals with a vegetarian option, jacket potatoes, salad, pasta, paninis, hot wraps, cold wraps, hot rolls, sandwiches, and lots more food and desserts as well. I really like the pulled pork cold wrap.
So with regards to actually food in the canteen, as I said, they do a lot of different options. But my favourite is probably, I really like the paninis. I've never actually tried the hot meals because there's so many, when you first join, there's so many older children there, and obviously they feel a lot bigger than you, so I tried, and it's a pretty big queue at lunchtime. But I've tried all of the paninis, which are very nice, but I tend to bring my own with me because I do a lot of clubs and stuff at lunchtime, so it's just easier to not have to go to the canteen at lunchtime.
My favourite thing to eat from the dining room is probably the pasta pots, because there's not too much in them, but there's plenty to eat in them, and the tomato sauce that they have is
Sausage roll and pain au chocolat.
I normally get the main meal, so there's always a variety of foods. However, from a vegetarian's perspective, there's always something to eat. But I've got to say my all-time favourite has to be treacle sponge.
My favourite meal from the canteen is the sausage mash and beans.
Obviously at lunchtime you can get your food, but you can also sit in all of the social areas at school, such as the canteen or drama studio. In summer you can go on the field, and sometimes people like to go play football on the Astro. But also the extracurricular activities take place in lunchtime, so if you want to get involved in any of those, you can take your lunch along to them.
At lunchtime there's usually a bit of a rush to the canteen because everyone wants food. There are lots of places to get food and sit down, like the canteen, the drama studio. Outside there's picnic tables, picnic benches. If you want to do something more though, there's also lunchtime clubs like sports, sewing, people coming in to talk, teachers talking.
So lunchtimes at secondary school are very different to primary school. You only get 40 minutes for your lunch, but that's still enough time to catch up with your friends and go and eat a lunch. The canteen do a lot of food at lunch, so you can bring your own with you, or they do hot meals. You can pre-order paninis and pasta pots during the day, and you actually pay with your thumbprint, so you'll go there and you'll pay for your food, so your parents will put money on your account and you just put your thumbprint on, which you'll get registered on the first day, or whenever near the start of the year you'll get it registered, and then you can just pay through that.
when the bell rings for lunch, you go to the cafeteria if you want lunch, like a hot dinner, and you pay with your thumbprint, but you can pre-order for stuff like paninis and pasta pots and jacket potatoes. And then at lunch there are lots of different places you can go, like the drama studio, or you can go on the AstroTurf, but you can't have food on there. And there's lots of different places around the school that you can go to eat your lunch, lots of picnic benches.
At lunch, when the bell goes, your teacher says you can go, then you go to the canteen and you can either collect what you pre-ordered at break or before school, or you can wait in the lunch queue for the lunch, and then you sit down and eat, and when you finish eating you can go play football on the AstroTurf or play in the field if it's open, walk around school or go to the library.
I've been on lots of trips with UCC. My favourites have probably been the ski trip I went on in year 8 and then the Paris trip in year 9. They're a great way to make new friends and they're also a lot of fun.
Firstly, you do not need to be scared, as UCC is a very welcoming and friendly place. However, if you want any tips on how to make friends, I would recommend taking part in as many extracurricular activities as you can and chat to people that you wouldn't normally chat to.
UCC offers so many amazing trips for all of the students. Right from Year 7 you have the opportunity to go on the French trip, and I also went to Kenilworth Castle, but I think Year 7s now go to a different castle. Other trips I've been on are the Think Tank, Leicester Outdoor Pursuit. I did the Don Bosco Sports Exchange, where you go to Belgium and they come to you, and you do that for 4 years. Also the Spanish Exchange, where you go to them and they come to you. I've been on the drama trip to London, that was really fun, and Cadbury's World. All the trips are so much fun, and there's many more trips you can go on.
I've been on one school trip so far this year. I've been to Lincoln Castle, which was really fun. And the main difference, there's a big difference going on trips in secondary than primary, because in primary you had to stick together and go where you were told. And they kind of let us not roam free, but they just said to us, be back here in half an hour and just go and explore your way around and don't go here. But I was meant to be going to France at the end of this year, but unfortunately that's not happening, but I hope to be able to do something like that in the future.
I've been to Lincoln Castle, Science Museum in Birmingham, and I also went to Drayton Manor as well.
The trips I've been on are Black Country Museum, Whipton Abe Zoo and Boulogne.
I think my favourite UCC memory would have to be the drama trip to London. It was very enjoyable because we were with people who all loved the same things, and we went to see 2 shows.
My favourite memory of school so far is probably the time where the whole school did the 10k walk in summer. It was really fun, and it was nice to have the freedom to just be able to walk and talk with your friends. When we got back there was food, and we sat on the field eating, talking, and then later on music was played. It was just a really fun day.
My best memory at UCC is definitely that I was in school plays. We've done Charlie and Chocolate Factory and Hairspray, and they've both been amazing.
My best memory so far from UCC was when we went to Lincoln Castle. We had lots of fun on the bus, and we had lots of picnics, and we got to go up all the towers in Lincoln Castle, and the views were awesome. It was just a really good day because I had lots of fun with my friends.
My favourite memory from my time at UCC so far is when we went on the Lincoln Castle trip, because it was really fun.
So it's hard to have a favourite memory because our year's been cut quite short because of this pandemic. But there's been a lot of moments that I've really enjoyed. So I've been on school trips, I've made new friends. I represented the school in a swimming competition, and I discovered my love for maths, which actually in primary school I hated. And we did cooking in DT, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So there's a lot of things when you join which you will really enjoy. So in PE they do loads of different sports. So you'll do one sport for 7 lessons, and then you'll change over to another sport. So I'm not particularly sporty myself, but I actually have enjoyed quite a lot of the sports we do. So I enjoyed the rugby, the basketball, and we did some table tennis, because what they do is they'll put you in different. So there's 3 different groups for PE. So you'll have the boys group, the girls group, and the mixed group. I'm in the boys group, but if you like certain sports and you don't like others, they'll put you into 3 groups. So there'll be people who maybe do play that sport outside of school, people who don't, but they consider themselves they like the sport a lot, and then there's people who haven't played the sport properly before. So you can go with people that you feel most comfortable with when you're playing.
In PE, I've done table tennis, football, rugby, dance, badminton, netball and kickboxing.
In PE so far I've done table tennis, athletics, football, rugby, badminton. You do lots of different sports as you go up the years as well, so it's a bit different every time.
netball, football, basketball, badminton, tennis, table tennis, handball, athletics, rounders and cross country.
Hi, my name is Stephanie and I'm in Year 11. I think the best way to make friends is to put yourself out there and be your authentic self, and you'll find people that are like you and want to be friends with you.
So the best way to make friends is don't just talk to the people you know from primary school. They do clubs and things at lunchtimes which you can go to, and there'll be new people there that you don't know. In lessons, you'll most likely be sat next to someone who you don't know, so chat to them, get to know them. And it's really easy to make friends within the first week or so. I had about 3, so it's easy to make friends.
The best way to make friends is hanging out with different people at lunchtime, and if you're sitting next to different people in the classroom, try and talk to them.
I would say in terms of making friends, you just got to be yourself. Everyone's coming from different primary schools, and so don't feel like you've got to change yourself just so you can fit.